Hello, ik ben Jamie. How are you all? I'm commentating for the FRL League 9, FRL League Round 9 for the Belgium GP. We saw a fantastic race as a Hungarian Grand Prix last week, so let's hope it continues throughout the season. Belgium should be a good one. We saw barely any overtakes happen until the very last moments. Belgium, plenty of opportunities to overtake, such as the Monchimon, bus stop chicane, DRS straight. Welcome to everybody in the stream. We've still got a couple of minutes to go until everything starts, so bear with us for a second. Hello. Yo. Hello. Let me put the thing in the stream so everybody can see it, because I'm ready for commentary. Let's just see if I spectated. Discord chat, have I done it? Yeah, so looks like everybody's here. I think the championship leader, is it Yari still? I don't know, but I'm just waiting for the ginger to send me the championship leader, championship standards, so I can see who's on pole. Mikulitsi. The championship standards should be in the chat, so I'll have a look. There we go, the standards are there. Let me just see, so Alfa Romeo currently first, but let me just see the Drivers' Championship. So yeah, it is still Yari ahead of the Ginger, or 150 points, 110 points, so the Yari's got a massive lead. He's got a 41 point advantage over the Ginger in second place. Third place is Mikulitsi now. He finished 6th in the Hungarian Grand Prix, so that put him up to third place. And he's got 99 points, so he's 11 points behind the Ginger in second place. Blue Racer in fourth place, finished third at the Hungarian Grand Prix. He avoided all the collisions at the very last, at the latter stages in the race. So thanks to that put him up to third place in the clean race with no time penalties. And he's 96 points, and he's 3 points behind third place Mikulitsi. King Julian, 5th place, and he is 88 points. So he has 88 points, and he's 8 points behind 4th place. Jordi, however, is in 6th place. He finished 9th place, so not many points on the board, but he's still got 79, and he's 9 away. Further even down, the Smoking Bandit, the Spanishman, down in 7th place. He has 38 points, so he's 30 points ahead of Crobat Gamer and Navigos Meister. Crypto in 10th, and just outside the top 10 is a tow racer. He has 60 DNFs out of 9, so it's very expected to him be outside the top 10. 60 DNFs in 9 races, so he's only completed 3 obviously, so he needs to up his pace, and he needs to sort out his consistency. He's only got 12 points on the board. Laurie Creed died in 12th place. Christoph Reek also has loads of DRS, such Australia, Spain, Bahrain, Monaco, Canada and Germany, so he's got quite a bit of DNFs on the board. One of them was my fault, but we're not going to say Germany, so apologies for that. Hello everybody, hello Michael, hello Laggy Racer. I don't know how to say your name properly, you gotta tell me if it's Laggy or Laggy. Home race, I hope you do well at your home race in Belgium. Belgium's had many loads and loads of history throughout its past, such as that 1995 crash. Was it, if I'm correct, if it was like David Coulthard who got caught in an incident and he caused loads of drivers to crash, where Schumacher and Coulthard again. I think Schumacher hit the back of Coulthard, if I'm correct, or is it, I can't remember which one. It was definitely one of the McLaren boys. 1998, that's the one, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, Schumacher hit the back of one of the McLarens. 2009, we saw Force India's first ever pole position. It was Giancarlo Fisichella who took it, and he came home to finish second in the race, just behind Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi Raikkonen started 5th or 6th, then he progressed his way up to 2nd place on the first lap. He overtook 3 cars, and he went on to win the race ahead of Fisichella, who could have won, but unfortunately did not. Then after that Belgian race, he moved to Monza in a Ferrari to replace Luca Banneret, who replaced Felipe Massa in Hungary. 2012, we saw a massive pile-up with Romain Grosjean, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso and Kamui Kobayashi. Kamui Kobayashi's first ever front row start, it got ruined at the start of the race thanks to Grosjean and Hamilton having their problems before turn 1. I think, was it Grosjean who cut across Hamilton? Yes. Then he sent to fly over the top of Fernando Alonso, and they caused the 4 to be out. Sergio Perez was also out of the race because he got caught in that crash. He lost his rear wing, then he spun past Ronaldo around, which was not his fault. 2015, Romain Grosjean, I got his podium and first podium for Lotus that year. I think it was their last podium was in 2013. I can't remember where exactly. Was it the Indian Grand Prix where Grosjean stepped to the podium? I can't remember where, or was it the last race? Their last podium was definitely 2013, because 2014 they had a shocking year. 2015, thanks to Sebastian Vettel's puncher, they went on a 1-stop, and it didn't quite work out, and he punctured his tyre after Radion on the straight, and yeah. In 2009, we saw Button and Vettel collide. It was raining that year, it was quite damp, and Vettel lost the rear of the car and slammed into Button's radiator, which caused him to retire. Then Vettel had to do 5 stops after that, as he made a collision with Antonio Liuzzi in the Force India, and that was actually 2010. And we saw Barrichello hit the back of Fernando Alonso, which caused him to retire, and the safety car came out. I remember a lot from the Belgian Grand Prix for some reason. 2016, Verstappen generation. So Max Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel all got into a first lap contact, which sent one of the Ferraris spinning around, which was Sebastian Vettel. Kimi Raikkonen had front wing damage, and Verstappen did as well, and they both came into the pits. And that was the year that Lewis Hamilton started last and finished 3rd, just behind Ricciardo, and Rosberg won that race too. 2017, Hamilton versus Vettel. Vettel being on the better strategy, he went on to the ultra softs as soon as the safety car came out, as the both Racing Point, Force India as they were called back in 2017, collided with each other, leaving debris on the track and punching car for Esteban Ocon. That safety car came out at lap 29. Vettel pitted for the ultra softs, Hamilton pitted on the softs, but thanks to Ferrari straight line speed not being too great in 2017, I didn't think it would cost them that much, but still, any advantage is a good advantage. 2018, the year after, then Hamilton took pole in a tricky conditions. That's when Racing Point went into administration, and then they were called Racing Point. Still Force India in that year, but they changed it fully to Racing Point in 2019 this year. Hamilton took pole, Sebastian Vettel qualified 2nd, and on the first lap, Sebastian Vettel overtook Lewis Hamilton onto the straight into the cob and won the race from there. And that was his last win since Singapore 2019, which was a few months before. (2008), that's a good year. Raikkonen versus Hamilton. Raikkonen, it was tricky conditions on wet tyres. A few made a gamble to go on the intermediate tyres, which was Nick Heidfeld and Fernando Alonso. They both cut their way through traffic, and Sebastian Bourdais too in the Toro Rosso managed to get up to a brilliant P5 or P4, whatever it was. I think Alonso took him at the very last second, but still got points as a Toro Rosso driver. And Heikki Kovalainen had a gearbox problem as his teammate Lewis Hamilton went on to win the race as Raikkonen crashed in Blanchimont. A lot of history in Belgium. Let's hope for this league it will be a good one. Like he raced his home Grand Prix in the Toro Rosso, he's ready to go. Let's see if anyone else, so mostly Dutch people in this league. share my own video, not report it. Almost reported my own video. So, Yari then, a massive championship lead. How will he perform in Belgium if he's got good pace there? If he struggles there, I don't know. I've never seen these drivers race in Belgium, so I don't have a clue what their pace is like. But Yari has a massive championship lead, so he doesn't have too much to risk. Whereas the Ginger, well, he needs to be careful because the last race in the Hungarian Grand Prix at turn 6, he lost the car into the wall. I made 2 pit stops after that. And he finished, I can't remember where he finished. He finished outside the top 10, so no points there for him. Supposed to start at 1:30, but for some reason we are not gone. But what's a good time around Spain? Yeah, what is a good time around Spain? I won 17 or 18, depending on what tyres you go for. Personally, I think it's a 118 or 17. I don't know if you can get to the 116s. Actually, I don't have a clue. Maybe chatting shit, so I don't know. I'm just thinking about the top of my head. Welcome everybody who's coming into the stream. Home race for some people, so let's see how they can perform. Loads of Dutch people turn up at this Belgium Grand Prix for Max Verstappen. Very close to the Netherlands. I've actually been to Belgium, stayed in a hotel there for 2 nights, and it wasn't very good either. It was a 1-star hotel. It was a school trip, so so the school could really afford to be in a 5-star, 4-star hotel. For me, it was a 1-star hotel because the food was shit, the beds were shit, the heating was so high up at night. The best part about it was probably doing the activities, which I've mostly on the bus, which is horrible because I fell asleep quite a lot of times. There he is then. The first driver to come out is Blue Racer. He finished third at the last Grand Prix, thanks to some last lap collisions. Rain in the race, oh my god. Rain in the race, that spices things up. So no wonder everybody's on the soft compound tyres then, because usually people will go for the mediums or hards, but I see everybody in the soft, so I was thinking, well, are they like all going to go for the same strategy, or is something major going to happen? Or is they doing some bank collapse on the softs? I don't know, because when people do bankers, they probably go on the mediums or hards. Now everybody's on the softs, so everybody knows what strategies to go for. So I don't think the dry rule does not apply if it's going to rain in the race then. So everybody in the soft compound tyres, nobody will go on the mediums. I think everybody check the weather, because usually I don't check the weather, but I need to start doing that. Because if it was me, I'd probably go on the medium tyres knowing me. I'm thinking, why is everybody in the softs? Then realise it's just ready for the race. So has anybody practiced in the race for the rain? I just want everybody to be careful, because braking, the rain can affect your braking. Distance into turn, the heavy braking zones, especially like turn 1, turn 4 up into Le Combe. Bus stop chicane, please be careful. We saw Rubens Barrichello when it was light rain. He smashed into the back of Fernando Alonso because he couldn't get it slowed down in time. What league is this? It's called FNR. No, it's not. FRL, sorry. So then, as we see, Blue Racer starting his lap time, coming down into turn 1, breaking the 100-meter board, bringing down into first gear, but which he doesn't, to get the extra rotation and short shift. to get more traction at the exit of the corner as we head up to Eau Rouge. I love your accent, my lovely British accent. I never heard anyone say that before because I mostly speak to English people, but thank you for liking my English accent. On to straight in the car, come down into turn 5, use most of the curb on both curbs. Come to the right hander, bring it down to 4th, then flat out through the exit. This is like the Hungry corner, but it's downhill braking as we approach No Name. I don't know why they call it No Name. I think we should call it the Hubert corner. Name it after Antoine Hubert, maybe, for tribute. You love British accents. Through the right left section then, use most of the curb, and he avoids the apex as we go through this left section, use most of the curb there. Now interesting, you can take a wide line without invalidating it. You've got to miss the apex to get a nice wide line onto the exit. Here we go. Use too much curb there, which will unstable your car. Unsettle your car, sorry. I know I said it wrong as we come through Belgium, where Verstappen versus Nasser happened. In 2015, Verstappen made a beautiful move around the outside on Nasser when he was in Toronto and when Nasser was in the Sauber. A 44, I reckon. It is. It's a 44.2 for Blue Racer and McLaren. We'll see who else is on their lap. Jury Games. Getting on the throttle way too early there, and Laggy Race is in second place, a 45.1. Jury Games is a 45.8, and that does not count, so he must have invalidated it somewhere. I presume, where could he invalidate? On the wide entry. So Geordie, third place then, massively off the pace of Blue Racer, 6/10 away. And K. Julian got up to first place. It's a 1:43.6. That's the pace they want to be setting. As here comes Ginger rounds the final corner. Short shifting his way up, and it's a 44.8. So he's 1.2 seconds off the pace of Alain Voir, Key Julian shall I say, in first place. Geordie, who completed his lap, is in 4th place. Terror Racer in 5th. Laggy Racer in 6th. Mats in 7th. Laurie Cree is in 8th. Croquette Gamer, who's on his outlap behind the Renault. Flip-flop fish then, let's see what he could do. Rounds the final corner onto the straight, and it is a 44.4. He's into 3rd place. So shares the 2nd row currently for the Ginger. Yellow's flags everywhere. There's Chris in 8th place, a 46.0. Half second quicker than Timmets in 10th place as Blue Racer, who just got up there. Live Godmeister is in 4th place in the Toro Rosso, so good lap time from him. And we've got yellows everywhere. His teammate Laggy Racer probably coming to the pits at the end of this lap. You can see the fuel on the MFD flashing in red. We'll go aboard Cocky Game then, who's not set a lap time, but he's on his out lap. We've got 2 guys in the pits, so Mick Units is just coming out of the pits now. Cocky Game getting nicely out of the way for his Racing Point Alfa Romeo. I don't know why I call it the Racing Point. See many overtakes happening here through the bus stop chicane, but I doubt we'll get ready as there's heavy rain for the race. So as he starts his lap then he'll come down into turn 1, break at the 100-metre board, swing your car in, bring it down into 1st gear, work your way up to the throttle, use as much curb on the exit, flat out, which he did do on the exit. You're supposed to lean your car on the exit there, coming through Eau Rouge, up through Radion, through the calm on the straight. The DRS is open, and let's see where he will choose his braking point down into turn 4. You want to use most curves, so these both left and right. Don't go too wide there. We saw Fernando Alonso crash there in 2010. That was a fantastic race in 2010. Through No Name then, you can get away with track limits through there, but if you don't get away with it, that means you're hitting through the wall. Miss the apex mid-speed through the corner, through Piron. You don't want to take too much there, or you don't want to take any of all, because it will make you spin as we come through the right left section. Use both curbs on the exit. Flat out to this right hander as we approach Belgium. Slipstream is good through here, but you don't want to get on the back of him too early, because you have to wait for the DRS. That makes sense there. So you don't want to slipstream him here too early before overtaking here, because he will get the DRS behind you and he will re-overtake you. There's a twitchy exit from Crockett Gamer, and he's up into second place. Only one driver's reached the 33s, and that's King Julian. Blue Race is on his out lap. We'll see the guys at the bottom. Mickey Litzy then on his lap right now. Let's see what he can do. Most drivers tend to do that, go on the grass, as he locks up massively with this downhill braking section and will come through with No Name. Take a nice wide line to get a good exit out of No Name. You need to avoid that wall as much as possible. And he's backed out, so that's a shame for him. Let's see if this man can improve that. The only guy is the 43s. Most of them in the 44s, then down 9th place onwards is 45s. 13th downwards is 46ers, and low crease in the 47s, and Yaris in the 52s, which I know he. And the McLaren get a brilliant slipstream there. That's Blue Racer. No, he's on his outlap, so that won't matter then. He was just going to try to get the track position ahead of him, but that would have been a lovely slipstream if he was behind him. As he starts his lap now, but we'll stay aboard with these two. I look at the exit from King Julian there, sliding to the exit as down into turn 1. Blue Racer, then behind him, and Ivoire who approached turn 1. Got on the throttle way too early there, caused him to lose traction, but he still continued his lap. So let's see what he could do as we up through Radion onto the straight. So the strategy is probably wet to wet or inches to wet. Let's see how hard the rain is, because I know it's going to rain throughout this qualified session, as Crockett Gamer is now in the pits. Blue Race is just ahead of King Julian. As I've seen it, Blue Race has just made less mistakes than King Julian in first, so can he get to the 43s? He's not far away from it, only needs 3/10, but that could be a lot. Want to miss the apex or mid corner there to make sure you don't get on that curb and spin. Through the right left section, you need to take much curb. Flip flop fish, who's gone off the track to let someone through. Now goes Meister. Ginger's on the right lap, so let's see where they will put themselves, as King Julian has got a bit of traffic ahead of him. I don't know if it will affect him, but it will get a distant tow between himself and the Alfa Romeo. We'll go on board with Blue Races first, as he's the first one to cross the line out of the two. Stays in second gear throughout the bus stop chicane, as he sets a 1:44.43.4, so he has dramatically improved. And let's see if Alivoire can respond, and he goes into the pits as both racing points come out of the pits lane. Toe Racer is on his lap then, so let's see what the Alfa Romeo driver can do. Yeah, he's backed out, so made a mistake on turn 1. The Ginger's on his out lap. The man who's in second place in the championship, Sam Saunders, hello mate. Taking a nice wide line through there, but you don't want to heat up the rears so much, because look at that. Spin up the rears means more overheating for the rear tyres. So let's see that it's turn 1, how will it affect his exit? You want a short shift through there to get the extra traction of the car. Oh, Yari's got quickest. It's a 1:43.4. It's 0.4 for the top 2, so very close at the top. Alivoire's in the pits. Blue Racer is second. He's in lap, coming back into the pits. So stay on board with the Ginger. He's apparently improved in Sector 1. Through Pill 1. What a lovely corner. We saw Antonio Giovinazzi crash here on the last lap. And this is where Charles Leclerc took his first ever race win. Should have been back in Bahrain, but we'll not get into discussion of that. Yellow flags everywhere. Mick Ulysses still at a set lap time. We saw him on his lap, but he aborted it as he had a massive lock up coming downhill right-hander. Through Blanchimont we go, flat out through there. What a lovely corner. As we approach the bus stop chicane. On the throttle we go. Let's see what it is. It's a 43.8. So that puts him up into 4th place, just behind Alain Bois. He's still in the garage. Sorry about that. Yeah, the man who's on pole, but can he stay there? He's on provisional pole at the moment. As Kefbert and Mick Ulizzi have came out of the pits. There's Mick Ulizzi, one of the 2 drivers who's not set at that time. So he'll probably get 1 or 2 laps in, depending on how much fuel he put in the car. But these tyres won't matter. As Mick Ulizzi's made a mistake, he's gone out wide into Pouon. Will he get back to the pits and get on a brand new set of softs? It is raining for the race, so dry tyres won't matter. Unless it's dry at the end of the race, then yes, it will matter. A 60.8 through the middle sector. This is his first lap time, so it won't tell me how much he's improved or not. Down over, we lock up into the bus stop chicane. As we approach the final corner, we get on the throttle and across the line we go. It is a 45.2 on his first attempts. That puts him up into 30th place, as the young Finishman is just outside the top 10. Look at that. So Crypto has just replaced Geordie into 10th place, as there is Geordie on his outlap, the young Scotsman. Most of these drivers are Dutch, as Laggy races on his outlap, flip-flops on his outlap, toe races in the pits, and for another lap. No, he's not. Alan Vorden, the man who took provisional pole, and he got taken away from him. He made a mistake down into turn 1. Will he make it again, and can he improve? And if he does improve, will it put him into pole position? He's the perfect lap, because this could be his first one and only lap, depending how much fuel he put in the car. Usually you go for low as much as you can. One lap time only. These softs are fragile, so they will probably won't last long. Yari's on his outlap then, so this will probably be it will be his last lap. So let's see if he can maintain that pole position. The Smoking Bandit is also on his outlap. He's a 46.7 in the Mercedes. Both Mercedes down in 17th and 20th. Renault of Laurie Quee down in 18th. Tibbets, the league owner, down in 16th, and the Ferrari Chris on his outlap down in 15th. Gabe Finks in 14th. Mick Ulizzi has just crashed through Blanchimont. He must have got on the curb. He's got time to go back to the pits, but still, that's his qualifying session over. He won't make it on another lap. There's not enough time, so he will stay in 13th. Otherwise, people will try and put him down. So that was the yellow flag. Was for. I'm glad I caught the crash, because usually I don't crash catches, and yeah, flip flop being flip flop. Toe Racers on his outlap. So is the Ginger, Crockett and Navgosmeister. So who can improve on their last attempts? And there is the provisional pole sitter, who was a pole but got dropped by the first 2. Turn 4, turn 5, takes burst to the curb, and we go through turn 6, takes low to curb on the entry. Downhill braking to turn 7 and to turn 8, no name corner. I don't understand how it doesn't have a name, but quite weird as we head to turn 9. Pull on, easy to get wrong. Don't get on the curb, big corner. To turn 8 and turn 9. Get as close to the curb as possible. Take much curb, but he doesn't here. Now you want to avoid the apex through this corner, or you can get on it, but you can need to take a nice wide line as Kefman's retired, so he'll be starting in last place. Penalties will prove otherwise, but for now he's in last place. Blue Racer then crosses the line. The Gigi crosses the line, second and fourth. But can this man retake pole position, or can he get on the front row? Because it's raining, pole position will be important as it proves overtaking is quite difficult. But as we cross the line, is it pole position? Oh yes it is. 2/10. It's a 43.2. He's got it. But what about Yari, who's improved by 0.04 of a second? As we arrive into the bus stop chicane, can he take pole position back from the Williams driver? And he crossed the line now. DRS open, he's ran out of Kers, or shall I say. Pole position! Oh, unbelievable. At 43.2, what a mad lap time. What a mad lap time. Oh my gosh. Coast qualified there, but Crockett Gamer is still in his lap time. The Toro Rosso down in 6th place. His Toro Rosso teammate crossed the line to finish in 7th place, but what Crockett Gamer. Can he prove his lap time into the 43? He's improved by 2/10, so it'll probably a 43.9. It is raining in the race, so that's why everybody's on the softs, if you didn't know. You would have thought people would qualified on the mediums that actually not, so everyone being aware of the weather, and it is raining, and I expect a few crashes to happen, which I don't want to see, but still, it's going to happen. It's a 43.8, he replaces Ginger, who's now down into 5th place. So your boy, Yori, is on pole position. Ahead of Blue Racer, not Blue Racer, Alan Ward in 2nd place. I think Blue Racer is still in 3rd. There it is then, there's your pole position man. The two Dutchmans, 1st and 2nd. Blue Racer down in 3rd, the Britishman. Then the 3 Dutchmans, 4th, 5th and 6th. Laggy Racer is a home Grand Prix in 7th place. Terror Racer 8th, another Dutchman. Geordie 9th, as Flip Flop Flip rounds off the top 10. Crypto, now these guys will preferably get a free choice of tyres, but it is rated, so that won't matter. So Crypto, and all the way down to Kefman down in 20th. Tibbets down in 16th, 45.3. McCullency in 45.2. Game Freaks in the Williams. His Williams teammate though up into 2nd. So a big contrast between the Williams drivers. There, look at that beautiful heavy rain. Lovely. We'll probably set their lap times in the 2 minutes then. I'm so glad this league starts at 6:30, not 8 o'clock, because I'll be too tired then. A lovely wet weather race. I can't wait for this race. Just over summer ice. Please be careful and make sure you brake earlier than you should be, because yeah, if you brake on your normal racing line, you'll probably go off the tracks. Try and chill a brake as much as you can. Braking's quite hard, as you saw if you watch PSGL F1. It was a wet race at the start, but there were no dry tyres and the track was damp, so just be careful please. Other than that, let's hope we have a fucking good race. We saw a good race at the latter stages of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's hope we have a good race at the Belgian Grand Prix, considering it's raining, and let's see what skills they have, especially with people with no ABS. So crucial to warm your wet tyres. So wet weather tyres go on for all the drivers. Predictions then. I don't have a clue who's good in the wet. Most of these will probably have dry setup on. If you have a wet setup on, you probably got yourself in a big pool of points. If you've got a dry setup on, let's hope you can survive and adapt to these conditions quickly as possible. Different braking points, different lines. a whole new experience from qualifying. And getting on the curbs is probably not a good idea. We see my man drifting through the corners, Blue Racer. I would hate to race in these conditions, especially at Belgium. It takes forever. We'll probably be in the 2 minutes, but still. Let's see who will survive them. 20 drivers on the grid, I doubt all 20 drivers will make it through for 22 laps. I'm expected to see a spin crash in turn 1 and through Eau Rouge. Probably through Pouon as well, and Blanchimon. People who use no ABS and no traction, please be careful, I beg you. I presume Kefman's already spun because I've got a few drivers disqualified. It's Infinity Gaming, Game Freaks and Tibbets. Kefman's quite far behind the pack. He needs to catch up though because look at the gap. Otherwise he'll be disqualified for being too slow. Yari then, who's coming through the bus stop chicane, and Kefman, who's only reaching sector 3. Christoph is backing off. He wants the drivers ahead of him to have cold tyres at the start. The top 2 then. Who will win this race? Yari is the championship leader for this race. He will have the inside line coming into turn 1. This will probably be a dramatic race. I don't know how many drivers will survive through the first lap mayhem. Not just for the first lap, but the whole 22 laps as well, because they need a consistency in this race. They need to be absolutely careful. And we're hoping to see a good race for all the drivers. Please do not go side by side through Eau Rouge or anywhere like that. I won't risk it going side by side, as here we are then. For the main part of the race. I'm about to sneeze. I had possibly the worst possible time, but it is lights out and away we go. I think it's a even start for the top 2, but the McLaren gets a good start, and it's a horrible camera angle to look at. There we go. Down into turn 1 we go then. The Ginger on the inside, Alan Vaughan on the outside. Blue Racer started to 4th place. We've got drivers off the track already. Let's see if there'll be a crash. Alan Vaughan's lost quite a lot of places. He's been pushed down into 5th place as we come through Eau Rouge then. Let's see which drivers will mess up. They all made to make it through. Jordy cuts the corner, and that's a Williams. That's, oh no! Oh my goodness me! Oh no, 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 no. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. I told you it'd be a massive crash. Look at that. The Renault's lost his front wing, and so has the Mercedes. That Mercedes was in last place. Oh dear me. That's Alan Vaughan, was it? Who was it then? That's Game Freaks. I thought that was Alan Vaughan. There's contact at the very back, and there's mayhem going through Mickey Litzy. Almost getting collided by the Mercedes there. He's lost his front wing too. Back at the front then. So that's all fun done. Let's hope that there'll be no more crashes. Yari, the championship leader, ahead of 2nd place. I know Laggy Racer. Laggy Racer's out of his home Grand Prix. Alan Vaughan's out. So the pole position man is out of the race. We've got a battle going on for 10th place, 11th place, sorry. As the Renault's lost his front wing, so also needs a battle from Tibbets there. Tibbets up from 11th into 16th place, but that's a bit of front wing damage, I think, on the right hand side of his front wing. I think he has got a bit of front wing damage. Yes, he has. He's lost the end plate. So has the Williams. The Mercedes looks like he's got a full front wing. Mickey has lost it, and his teammate has as well. A lot of front wings missing. Expensive for the teams, but for the top 2 then, these top 2 made it safely. Alan Vaughan causing a massive crash up Eau Rouge. The Alfa Romeo driver on the last corner made a mistake, and now Blue Racer is ahead of him. So back up into 3rd place, Blue Racer. He finished, and down the inside goes the Alfa Romeo with Terror Racer down the side by side. Oh, this could end terribly. Please don't go side by side through here. And they don't. Blue Racer allows tow races to go past. We've got quite a few overtakes happening with the Renault and the Ferrari as they come through Eau Rouge now. Lifted off massively, and actually Flip-Flop goes into 6th gear. Crockett Game is right behind Blue Racer. He was into 3rd place, but he lost the position because the Alfa Romeo driver went down the inside. Look at the top 2 fighting away. He's right behind him. The Ginger seems to be Yari seems to be struggling on these wet tyres. Probably not used to these conditions, but we've got what, 6 drivers in the pits? So 8 drivers were involved in that massive crash. Crockett Gamer has made it past Blue Racer, so good move. I didn't see it, but it was the corner, so good move from Crockett Racer, who's in 4th place, and he's got a McLaren teammate behind him as Blue Racer Geordie. So let's see who's made lowest positions and see who's lost positions, as I can't see to check it. There we go. So Yari stayed where he was on pole position. The Ginger made 3 places. Tow Racer, his teammate, made 5 positions. Crockett Gamer stayed where he started. Blue Racer, he was up into 2 positions but dropped back down into 2 positions. Geordie started in 9th place. Meister, who started 8th and started 6th and lost 1 position. Flip-Flop, he made 2 positions. Joey Games made 5. The Smoking Bandit and Game Freaks made 7 positions. Crypto lost 1. Timmets made 3 positions. He was in the pits for his stop. Chris down 1 position. Lloyd Cree down 3 positions. Kevin up 4 from starting last. Mickey Litzy down 2. But the battle for first then 7/10. But yeah, Infinity Gaming in last place so far, made up 1 position. He started in 19th. The DNFs, Laggy Racer and Alavois. Unlucky for those 2. Alavois lost it at Eau Rouge. Into the wall they went and mayhem happened. Ginger sliding all over the place as we head up onto Le Calme. Crockett Gamer behind the Tow Racer in his slipstream right now. Let's see if he well, he will make the move. Look, he's right behind him now. Paul's alongside him, and he made the move. A nice stick. Yellow flag's just set to 3, and it is Chris. How did he spin through there, I wonder? Kefman looks like he's got more for wind damage. He's sliding through the corners. Hopefully not though. And he's almost off the track. And he got a time penalty. That's unfair. 10-second time penalty. That's unfair. And he spins into the wall. So he's got a time penalty. And add to his pain. That's really unfair, that penalty. That should not be a penalty whatsoever. Because how can you exceed track limits? He came back onto the track without corner cutting or gaining any advantage. If he did gain an advantage, he chucked it away straight away. Codemaster's logic though needs to sort the game out. In real life that wouldn't be even a warning. That'll be classed as a mistake. But we did see in 2008 that Hamilton was off the road. He had to give the place back, but he got a 10-second penalty. And Mass actually won the race as he's retired. No surprise there. But will a safety car come out? I doubt it. I don't know where he's retired, but Ginger though braking late and almost hitting the back of Yari. Any more battles going on behind? Blue Racer has just been overtaken by Geordie. So he's down in 6th position then. And it all seems to be spread out on lap 4. So the battle for top 2 then. Yari the championship leader. Got a massive gap in the championship ahead of the Ginger, so he doesn't need to take much risks, as the Ginger might probably do. Ginger had a terrible race. Well, he didn't have a terrible race. It just messed up once, and that cost him the points and the podium, possibly the win. Yellow flag soon set to 1. This is the... Oh no! Oh no! Oh dear me. I don't know what to say really, but I don't have a clue what to say. I don't know why I feel so emotional about it. I just don't know why. It just hit me like mad. That type of crash. And Jari's made a mistake. Got on the throttle too early. And the Ginger though, cannot amazing exit, and he will probably overtake Jari. But no, Jari cut him off, and he can't make the overtake just yet. He probably waits for the bus stop chicane. Jari made a massive mistake on the curb, and he almost went off the track, but he had a beautiful save. Jari, under pressure from the Ginger. We've got 5 cars out, 2 retired on the same lap and the same corner, and probably an argument will probably happen in the chat. Blue Race is still behind his teammate Jordy, as Chris Crockett Gamer set the fastest lap, who is into 3rd place, and he made 4 places at the start, so well done to him. Jari taking it nice and cautiously through there, lifted off the throttle, but look at this, Ginger's got a massive advantage ahead of him. But Jury Games, I'm so sorry, and Navmeister, it wasn't Navmeister's fault. Personally, I don't think it was his fault, it was just one of their mistakes. But if you spin through a ruse, try not to come back on the track. Don't reverse on track. I feel sorry for Jari because he's using no ABS, so it must be hard for him to brake. Mick Ulysses just got past the Renault. Well, I think the Renault actually made a mistake because Mick Ulysses is quite far ahead of him, significantly ahead of him, so don't know why I said he overtook him. If he actually did, I don't know, but sometimes the graphics do mess up. Look at Ginger, he's got way more ERS, over 50% more ERS than Jari, who's dropping it down to 0 smartly. Let's see if he makes the same mistake through this corner. No, taking it nice and cautiously, but the Ginger's right behind him. Got a slipstream through Blanchimon. I don't think he's close enough to make a move, but can he make a move into the bus stop chicane? Yeah, they both lift off. There's usually a flat out through there, but they're lifted off. Yet again, always hits the back of him. Just if he's careful. Now, I don't know if he can go to the end on these tyres. If they will make it to the end, you don't have to pit again. Yeah, because if you were in a wet race, you don't have to pit for both dry compounds. You can do whatever you want. Choose whatever tyre you want to go on. You don't have to follow those 2 compound rules. Blue Race is still behind his teammate Jordy. Those 2 had a little scrap in 5th and 6th. The Ginger though still behind Jari, the championship leader. He would love to overtake him, but try to be nice and careful in the wet conditions. Don't want to take him or Jari out. He can afford to take Jari out because he's fighting for the championship, so it won't matter either way if they took each other out. Blue Race has made an overtake on where is he? Jordy, but Jordy's made it around the outside and stayed ahead of him. Good battle going on for 5th place here. Just needs to be nice and careful. But yet again, you're always making these little mistakes, which is causing the Ginger to close up on him. Let's have a look at the ERS difference. Yet again, the Ginger's got way more ERS compared to Jari in that Haas, who's struggling to save his ERS. He probably put it down into 0 through these sequence of corners, which he has done now. Blue Race is still behind his teammate. He's still within DRS range, but there's no DRS in the wet. Ginger stays in 8th gear, whereas Jari dive shifts to 7th, which is the better way to take you through there. Oh, looks like he was going to hit him there. Massive Hills Pig coming out the final corner. Oh, look who came into the pits. It is Crockett. So, and Terror Racer. So I thought he came into the pits because he made a mistake and lost a bit of his front wing. So is this? And this is not a mandatory pit stop. They can pit whenever they want. Flip flops in the pits. Sorry. Terror Racer Crockett. Oh, intermediate tyres are going on. So is it, well, I'm not going to say dry enough, but is it damp enough for the intermediates to go on? That's why they got into the pits then. So has the track does look better than it was before on lap 1. So those 3 drivers have made a gamble, and has that gamble paid off? These 2 have stayed out. Jordy's in 3rd place, so has Blue Racer stayed out, but the thing is though, the McLaren boys don't want to leave it too late, just in case they'll get undercutted, because you can't. I don't think they want to make a double stack and lose so much time. Then stay out a lap extra to suffer on these wets. There's Crockett Gamer, there's Tail Racer, and there's the Smoking Bandit. Flip Flops, who pitted for those inters, has got a good slipstream, and who's that? Who's just crashed? Was it Larry Quay? Probably was, because he's going slow through the. Mickey Litz is in the pits now. So has the Game Freaks. So let's hope. And Larry Quay's coming to the pits as well. So they're probably going on some intermediate tyres. Let's get on the information. There we are then. There's 5 drivers on the inters. So who has made the better strategy then? Was it good to come into the pits or not? How much time do you lose through the pit lane? 22 seconds is it? Chris has got a penalty for corner cutting. As Mickey Litz has made it past the Game of Freaks. Timot's onto the grass there. Game Freaks will come back into him though. They're both on the inters. Infinity Gaming's come onto the pits, onto the inters, and Mickey Litz is stayed ahead. Look at the Ginger. The Ginger has came into the pits, leaving Yari out on another lap. So does Yari feel comfortable on these set of wet tyres? And the McLaren crew are coming out as well. So the Ginger, Geordie has came to the pits first. He's got a choice whether to come to the pits first, because he was ahead of his teammate. So drivers switching from inters to wets. I think it's a good time to go to the inters actually. It's 2.8 seconds. The gap from the Ginger and Crockett Gamer. So I think the Ginger needs to, the Yari needs to pit then, if that's the gap. You're going to lose more and more grip as the tread on the wet tyre starts to lose temperature and grip. Infinity Game is ahead of him. On the inters, Yari's in first. Blue Racer's in second. Blue Racer stayed out on the wets because he couldn't pit. Yellow Flag's set to 3 because his teammate went to the pits first, and that's Game Freaks who's just spun through Blanchimon. Probably got on that curb, which he shouldn't do because that's a danger zone. Mickey Litz is in the pits. Timmons is coming to the pits for a brand new set of inters. Chris is in the pits as well. Timmons and Chris have came to the pits. They're both on the inter tyre. So 2 drivers who are the top 2 are on the wet tyres. As the Racing Point driver gets out of the way. But he doesn't really have to because, well, he has to because he get penalty if he doesn't. Oh, Blue Racer got too much curb there and he almost spun it. The Yari should come into the pits, and yes he does. He came into the pits for a set of inters. Life was still in the session, so respect to him for staying in the session and watching the race, but he's now left the session. Blue Racer breaks too deep and that frees Ginger. Now let's see if Yari will get ahead of the Ginger. And he has. But what about Crockett Gamer? Yari has lost out massively as he's rejoined behind Crockett Gamer and the Ginger, so he should have pitted when it was time to pit because he's just lost 2 positions and he's lost a massive amount of time going from staying on those wet tyres. Probably wasn't a good idea. As Tail Racer in 4th, Jordan in 5th. Where's Blue Racer? Down in 7th. There he is. Staying out wasn't the best idea. He should have pitted, knowing the intermediates will be better because they can stand this type of conditions. Crockett gave it. Now under pressure from Yari. Let's see how long it was for him to overtake because the Ginger, he's 41 points behind Yari in 3rd place. So if he finishes like this, he'll be 31 points behind. But the Yari doesn't want that to happen. He wants to minimise the gap as much as possible. And he's got a Crockett Gamer to deal with. But how much of a challenge will it be to overtake the Racing Point at Crockett Gamer? A good driver he is. He scored in the last Grand Prix in Hungary. Currently on his second place. He pitted a lap, 2 laps earlier than Yari. Managed to get the jump on him, and he's up into second. He could have got the jump on the Ginger if they both stayed out on the same lap, but I had a feeling that Crockett Gamer would be rejoining ahead of Yari, and Yari's dropped back by 1.1 seconds, so he's lost 3/10 through that middle centre. As we head through Belgium, not even halfway distance through this race. Are they still lapping in the 1 minute, 2 minutes? Yes, it is, but the fastest lap goes to Mickey Lutzi at 2.3. But probably and the Ginger is finally up into the 1 minutes. It's a 1 minute 59 point. Was that Timmons who just made a mistake? I think it was. Blue Race has got a time penalty, a 10-second time penalty. Jesus, what's wrong with these track limits? I doubt he gave much of an advantage, and I doubt he cut the corner. He must have went too wide. That's a massive punishment that FIA have just given him there. Probably cost his chances of overtaking his teammate. So 6/10 between Crockett Gamer and Yari. He's managed to pull the gap back to him. The more this battle goes on, the more the Ginger can get ahead of him, and there is Ginger in the background, in the foreground. So he's 3 seconds then from himself and Crockett Gamer. But then we know last week that the Ginger made a terrible mistake as he got onto the curb and spun. Let's hope he doesn't do that at this Grand Prix, because this Grand Prix he needs to start closing the championship gap to make amends. Coming up to the back markers then. And the Racing Point of Infinity Gaming is next on the Ginger's list. I don't know if the new idea of ghosting is good. I don't know if it's actually good or not. It does make a difference because it stops drivers from crashing into the leaders. But we want to see like proper racing. We don't want to see them go through each other, if you know what I mean. I think there should be an option in unranked lobby whether the ghosting should be on or not. For ranked lobbies, then yes, definitely, because back markers do love to crash into you, and that's rather pathetic and annoying. But for online racing and league racing like this, we should have an option whether it should be turned off or on. Because in league races, drivers should respect the blue flags and should easily get out of the way. And if they don't get out of the way, we'll get that penalty, but the penalty might not be enough for them and probably won't care, depending if they're that type of driver. They like to stay as much as in front as much as possible before it's time for them to get out of the way properly, which costs them a lot of time. But ghosting though, it distracts me because I know they don't have to properly get out of the way, but it still distracts me because going through me and I can't really see the braking points and the line. Probably I made a mistake before going through ghosted drivers because I was got a bit distracted, and here is Yari then behind a ghosted driver. Should be getting out of the way. And he's stayed ahead of him. Yeah, that's the type of thing I hate when drivers do that. That's probably distracted him a lot. I don't like to see this in league racing, but I'd rather see him just get out of the way instead of like just ghosting, because I think they're abusing the blue flag. As they don't really have to get out of the way, they could just go get ghosted through. But regardless of that, it's blue flags. The Ginger then pulled up 6/10 before I saw it. Everyone in incident report Alan. Wow. Well, the man who was in second place, the man who qualified in second place, he just cost him a haul of points as he messed up through Eau Rouge and took out 2 drivers with him. But he took out a lot of drivers, but they managed to survive and not retire. I want to go on board with Crypto because he looks like he's going to be in a battle soon between himself and the Smoking Bandit, who's in 8th place. As Ginger keeps saying fastest lap after fastest lap, pulling away from these two. Must be so desperate to overtake him. I know Yari uses no ABS because I saw it in the qualifying session and I saw it in the Hungarian Grand Prix, but I'm not saying he is using ABS for this. There's nothing wrong using no ABS or ABS, but I think turning on ABS is quite good in the wet conditions because it stops you from like going off the track and crashing all the time, because it's quite hard, especially in the wet conditions. And one driver has retired, Infinity Gaming. I don't know where he is. I can't believe I just missed this battle because look at that, Yari has just got past Crockett Gamer, so he's finally released from the racing point, finally stopped staring at his backside, and off he goes to try and catch the Ginger. He's got a 3.9 second, well 4 second gap to make up now. Can he make it up? I don't believe any of these two drivers got penalties, but I know Ginger keeps saying fastest lap after fastest lap. How long will these intermediate tyres hold on for? You've got 10 laps to go in this race. They pit on lap 7 and 8. I don't know how long these inters could go for. If you just joined us, lap 1 was a terrible start because Alan Vaught, he started in second place. He crashed in Eau Rouge, took drivers out with him, and there's the drivers who are out. But most of them did not get involved. They're just retirements from different part of the race. Both Red Bulls and both Renaults had full wind damage from the incident, and if you want to go back to it, you can. Your first DNF of the season. No, let's hope it's your last. Ginger sets another fastest lap of the race, but let's see if Yari will, because yes he does. So he sets a 57.4. 3.6 is the gap between himself and the Ginger. I want to have a look at the fastest lap. So look at that, look at Ginger's fastest lap. It was a 58.1, so he gained about 7/10 on him on that lap. But yet again, Ginger has problems saving his EOS. Look at that between himself and the Ginger. That's his main issue. He needs to start saving EOS. As Crypto has just made a move on the Smoking Bandit through the bus stop chicane, and I thought they were going to do synchronized spinning, but the Bandit is still out of a position, but he manages to save his car. So thankfully, no crash there. But I presume that Crypto dive bombed him on the inside, pushed the Smoking Bandit as wide as much as possible. But hopefully, thankfully, they didn't crash into each other, so that's a good sign. And look at that. Look how much the Bandit has dropped back between himself and Crypto. 1.7. He gets a time penalty through Radion. Miku Lindsay and Chris got involved in that first lap incident, and Chris is ghosted. So I presume he lagged out or just left the session because he couldn't be bothered to race. Timot's quiet race, other than get involved in the first lap incident, which was not his fault because there was loads and loads of cars who crashed up there. Quite a lot of them lost their front wing. It was quite scary to watch, but funny at the same time. I know I should be saying funny, but gotta tell the truth. 3.3, so Ginger and Yari. Yari's made up 8/10 on him before that lap, so Yari's showing good pace, but yet again, the Ginger will have more EOS, which is quite crucial in their battle, considering he'll have more EOS and more power to use. Yari needs to start saving his EOS, because in their previous battle before the pit stops happened, Yari barely had any EOS, whereas the Ginger had quite loads compared to his savings to Yari. Probably pop it down into 2 here, then put it up to 3. They're both into 4, but the thing is though, Yari's the lap before losing EOS. I remember one time we had Kurz, which was more simpler. I'd rather have Kurz back, to be honest with you. If you remember Kurz back in 2010, oh, Blue Race is retired! Oh no, he was doing such a good job. Where has he retired? And I presume it's through Eau Rouge, because that's where the yellow flags are. Where is he? Oh dear me, he's got his in the wall. He's on the right hand side of your screen if you didn't see that. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We see 3 drivers, well, 8 drivers crashed through there. There is Blue Racer on the side of the road. He was running up at a 6th place. Could have been 5th or 6th for both McLarens, but unfortunately he has made that mistake and has ended his race. Yari, the gap's got up back to 3.7, so he's losing a bit of time. Radion claims another victim. It always claims victims. It claimed about 6 drivers in the first lap. Yari, I would pop it down into 2 here. He's using way too much EOS than he should be using. The Ninja's still got loads compared to the Yari. Hello Finley, welcome to the stream, mate. How are you? Not much action as I thought there would be in this race. The championship leader will lose 7 points. No, he will lose 6 points actually because he's got the fastest lap. He should be. Next time I'll see him, I'll tell him that. Because it is true, look at him. Look at the EOS compared to the Ginger. Matt said the points, Chris disqualified so he gets no points. He got disqualified? He had got disqualified because he's in 10th. If you're disqualified, it will pull you to the side of the road. Great pal, just came home from football. Nice. I hope you don't live in England because the weather's been terrible here, so I hope you were safe at the football club. Disconnected. Yeah, that's the better way to put it, disconnected. Oh, disconnected. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you meant DSC by disqualified. Sorry about that. I got a bit... It was just my first interpretation of seeing that word. I haven't got yellow flags through sector 2. Oh no, it's Johnny! The other McLaren driver, but he saves it. But there's still yellow flags in sector 2, but I don't know where it is. Yellow flags. But where are they? Where are they? Yeah, so the football club, I hope you were rather, and there's been quite a lot of flooding in England, so please, if you're at the football club, just be safe. Use it in 4, that's not a good idea. He pops it down into 3 and Yari's using it in 4, so he needs to change his strategy as he pops it down to 0 now. You're playing 6 aside, so good for you. Tibbets is in the pits. He's gone into a brand new set of inters. I'm just wondering if these intermediates can last, because they've been on these since lap 8, 7 and 9. So can they make these inters last? I don't think it'll be dry at the end because there's only 6 laps to go. How was your football match? Did you win? Look at that. 5% of EOS. He needs to start saving dramatically. So I will pop it through 0 from here all the way down to Puon, and use 1 or 2 through the second part, then down into sector 3 where Blanchimon is, pop it down into 2. Blue Racer, what happened, mate? I presume you got on too much throttle there, or did you cut the curb? He had such a good race up to that very half moment. I felt sorry for you. The smallest gap between in this race is between these two, 2.8. We've got quite massive gaps as we distribute down the order. 1 3 to 0, easy peasy. You lost the rear. Oh, that's so easy to do. Or next race, I don't know where next race is, but hopefully you'll come back stronger. Weather conditions will probably catch you out, but it was been a tough race in this race. Heavy rain at the start, now it's light rain. I don't think it'll dry at the end, judging by these conditions. I don't know how many drivers would run wet setups. Judging by the lap time, it probably looked like they were running dry setups. Too much throttle. So you can see a massive difference between Yari and the Ginger's throttle inputs through Vladion and Eau Rouge, but yet again, look at his ERS. You just cannot save it. Crockett Gamer though, where did he start? Where did he start? He started down in 4th place. Now, I thought he started 4 places down. Oh, that was the Ginger, sorry. So, Crockett Games had a fantastic race in 3rd place. He managed to get ahead of the championship leader at 1 point, but he took it back from him. Tow Racer up 4 places, along with Geordie and Flip Flop, who kept out of trouble. Geordie started in 9th place. Yeah, Blue Racer. That was a BS penalty. That was a BS penalty. That shouldn't have been a penalty whatsoever. I saw you got a 10-second time penalty. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so harsh. That should not have been a time penalty. It's so hard to brake in the rain. OP pad traction for Ginger, I know, right? Tell me about it. I use pad as well. Yeah, 10 seconds is way too much. 10-second time penalties. That's way too harsh. I bet you didn't even get 1 warning, did you? No traction control could gain you a lot. Ginger sets another fastest lap of the race, and it's replaced by Yari. So Yari will lose 6 points in the championship because he's got that fastest lap. So is the weather starting to improve? I doubt it'll be dry at the end of the race, but it can start raining. It's been a wet race all race. You still can't save ERS. Look at that. You got 1 warning, and that's from the start with the collision with Alan at the start. That start of the race was absolutely terrible. Imagine going from 2nd to last in 1 corner. The gap's 2.7 though. Yari has brought it down. It was at 3 seconds. Well, it's 3 seconds now, but it was at 3 seconds at 1 point. Now it's dropping back down. I want to see a fight because this has been a bit of a boring race. I would say the Hungarian race has been better than this one. We've got 7 drivers out. The latest being Blue Racer. 2 drivers retired on the 1st lap. Kefman, he retired because he hit the wall. Navgov retired because of Joey Gaze, no, it was the other way around, sorry. Navgov crashed into Eau Rouge and then he got collected by Joey Games, which could avoid him. You panic the moment you lose the rear. What kind of advice can I give you with no traction control? What I would say is work your way up the throttle. Don't get on the throttle too early. And short shift as well to get the extra traction of the car. Yellow flags set to 3. It's Laura Cree, who has probably spun through Eau Rouge. Oh, that was so close. Timmons has overtook him. Yeah, he can't brake. He can't brake and he hit the wall. You can't do it. You can't do it. So I don't know what advice to give you because I'm not really good at giving advice from one driver to another. I'd love to help you with no traction control because I do it myself. I use no traction control. Yes, it is worth it. It's worth it a lot. No traction control and medium traction control probably give you about 3 to 5 tenths. Because I did it in time trial. I used the same setup with the same car. I put medium traction control on first. Then after that, I put on no traction control. And instantly went about 5 or 6 tenths quicker. It's definitely worth it. Look at the Ginger. I think he's using no traction control, which he probably is, and that's in the rain as well. Look how he's working his way up the throttle, not getting greedy on the throttle too early. Flip-flop gets a penalty. I was close to pole by 2 tenths. I know Yari uses no traction control, so look how he works his way up the throttle. Half throttle, 3/4 of the throttle, and then he upshifts into 5th, get the extra rotation of the car. More traction, sorry, not extra rotation, that's downshifting. He's just lowering his finger on the pad, or on the wheel, depending what he's using, but it is easy on the pad. It doesn't matter if you can't use your, it doesn't matter about no traction control on the pad or wheel, it'll probably be about the same. So look how he works his way on the throttle. He short shifts. Probably not, but Yari was short shifted. ABS on or off? I have it on. I can't do it to save my life. I can't turn it off to save my life. Honestly, I can't. Look how he short shifted to get more traction of the car. Then that's it. Once you go to 5th, 6th and 7th, you're fine with traction. You just gotta be careful on the curbing. Don't take too much curbs. Yeah, I can't do ABS to save my life or not. I just cannot do it. No matter what brake bias I have it on, I just can't do it. ABS is a lot easier on the wheel for me. ABS on is faster. You use 95, 100% brake pressure. You use that? Jesus Christ, man. 100 brake pressure. I have it on 84. The max I will have it on is 88. That's the max I can put it to. We'll go more with the Smoking Bandit and Mickey Lindsay because he's caught up to him and the gap is a second between the two. 100% brake pressure. Are you sure you're using no ABS? Unreal. Mickey Lindsay had a much better exit and he will pull out on the outside on the Smoking Bandit. Side by side. Around the outside, but Smoking Bandit will hang it in on there, but Mickey Lindsay has the inside line, which will rotate on the outside line. Now the cut back, but he almost spins off the track, and shame I crashed since now I can't finish the race. The highlights won't be saved. Yari says the fastest lap of the race, and this battle still continuing. I thought it would over on the straight, gets a much better exit, but I doubt he overtake into Pooh. That's the most dangerous place to overtake. But hey, at least if I don't have to edit because my race was boring as fuck. Oops, I didn't even mean to swear, sorry. I'll be honest, this race has been boring, but it's the wet conditions, so I expected it to be. Was it a good race? The first lap was probably most exciting and most nerve-wracking. Was it a good race? There's not much been going on. The pit stops were going on, and that's when Yari lost his lead because he stayed out too long on the wet tyres, and Crockett gave it, managed to get ahead of him as well, but he got re-overtaken by Yari. First lap carnage, exactly. I predicted there'd be a first lap carnage, but the guy who caused it was the first guy to retire, Alain Voir, as he crashed into Eau Rouge. Took most of the guys out. Most of the guys who managed to escape from the carnage actually lost their front wingers. Down the inside goes Beculency on the Smoking Bandit. They're still side by side. I hope they don't. Please don't tell me they're going to go side by side through Eau Rouge, which they don't. You have to get a much better exit, and he should probably pop it up into 4 or 5. Because the last lap he popped it up into 3, and look at his DRS. That's probably more than 2 moves there from the Smoking Bandit. Yet again, the Smoking Bandit brakes late, and he actually touches him, and he's still there. He's not giving up the position. Did Mickey just hit the wall on his own? Yeah. 1.5. It's the last lap. I did not notice. It's the last lap. Where are they? There he is. They started their last lap, and the gap's 1.4 seconds. No ABS, gang. 1.3 seconds, but let's go back on board with Mickey Litzy. Don't overtake through here, please don't. He probably push him off the track, but no, he leaves a lot of room. Good respect from these two drivers. This is what I like to see, side by side action, especially in the wet conditions. They're still side by side. And they're still side by side. What a battle, I know, right? I feel bad because the ginger is quite nice. Let's go Yari. They're still side by side. Through Belgium we go. Late braking from Mickey Litzy around the outside. Has the inside line. The Smoking Bandit losing it through mid corner. Is the battle over? I don't know. There's the juniors, so we'll go back on board with these two. We've still got time before those two cross the line. Bandit overtook off track. Correct, but it doesn't matter because Mickey Litzy got him back. So there is the ginger then. This time last week made loads of mistakes, cost him the race and the podium and some points, but this time no mistakes from the ginger. Perfect strategy to go on the intermediate tyres. He started in 5th place, kept out of all the trouble, and he will cross the line to be the Spa-Francorchamps race winner, and Yari finishes second behind him, the championship leader. Crockett Gamer will claim a podium. Sliding through the last corner, and he almost crashes into the wall, which he does. Tow Racer, down in 4th place, also hits the wall. Yeah, it looks like Mickey Litzy won the battle. I think he will stay ahead of... Yes, he will. It's 1.4 seconds. And Jordy had a quiet race until he almost made that contact with the wall. He will come around to finish in 5th place. 6th place should have been Blue Racer, but unfortunately he crashed out into Eau Rouge. Don't tell me he's gonna crash. Well, if he keeps doing this, then yeah, that's a bit stupid from Flip Flop Fish. Across the line goes Crypto. The Smoky Bandit will finish 8th. Mickey Litzy, what happened to him? He's got full wind damage. Mickey Litzy, and he spins. Thank you for noticing that. I was looking at Flip Flop being stupid. What happened to Mickey Litzy? Mickey Bandit crashed. The Smoking Bandit will cross the line to finish in 8th place, but might be under investigation because he might have caused a potential crash between these two, as Mickey Litzy overheated tyres and we're waiting for him to cross the line. He's the last one to cross the line. His teammate will not overtake him because he's already crossed the line. Mickey was 1.5 ahead of him and he crashed on his own, I think. He's the last to finish the race. Come on, Mickey, let's see. Oh my gosh. As soon as he crosses the line, the race is over. He ran out of fuel. How did Mickey Litzy crash then? And where did he lose it, do you reckon? I don't think the Smoking Bandit crashed into him. I don't think he will be under investigation, but because I didn't see it. Exciting finish at least, and it's a Dutch podium. 1, 2, 3. A good day for Dutch people. The Ginger has reduced the championship lead between himself and Yari, but only by 6 points because I believe Yari has got the fastest lap. He crashed near the end of Sector 2. So there is the Ginger finishes in first, 9/10 between the top two, and the Ginger got the fastest. No, he didn't. Yari got the fastest lap. Crocky Gamer finishes third place. Editor said Dutch 1, 2, 3, 4. Jordy the Scotsman finishes in 5th. A quiet race from him, and he didn't get a time penalty either. Toe Racer did. Flip-Flop Fish finishes 6th place. Crypto finishes 7th. The Smoking Bandit in 8th. McCullency missing out on 2 extra points before finishing 9th. And Chris down in 10th. Timmets down 11th. Lloyd Creed down in 12th. And there's your retirements, ladies and gentlemen. All the way down to 30 downwards. You got a puncher? How did he manage to get a puncher? You wouldn't have thought so. I didn't see him have a puncher either. Is it my eyesight that's so bad? Because I actually didn't see him get a puncher. My eyesight must be so terrible. I am a distance away from the screen, so I can't see it fully. But yet again, a Dutch 1, 2, 3, 4. A fantastic day for Ginger. Yari will probably be happy in 2nd place, but you'll probably work on his strategy next time, because he pitted quite late to fit the intermediate tyres, which cost him a place to Crockett Gamer, but he managed to overtake Crockett Gamer. Oh, his tyres died on the last lap. We had that before in my league race where Sparks' tyres, if you know Sparks, he was fighting Blizzard in the Austrian Grand Prix, and he actually got not a penalty, he got a puncher on the last lap. I actually finished down in 8th or 9th, I think. It's nearly 8 o'clock. Everybody, it's been a pleasure commentating this league race. But, my race, the race overall, has not been too bad. It could have been better. It could have been better if it wasn't raining. But anyways, I hope you had a fantastic, as I'm disconnected. Yeah, so the Ginger brings down the lead from Yari. The next race, I don't know. I didn't check the calendar. So everybody, please tune in for 6:30 for the FRL League. We're heading on to round 11. Hope you enjoyed this race. Goodbye.